Howdy, howdy. Alright, we're gonna get started with this reaction. You already know who it's from. I've been watching this guy's content a lot more recently. Like, I think he has like the most, I wouldn't say vanilla, but like the most basic takes when it comes to like the gaming. Like, it's not hard to think with some of the stuff he's saying. Like, this is probably going to be about, if I have to guess, the prices of gaming, like just the cost of gaming going up to where like a younger generation that barely makes money to live can't even afford gaming anymore. And that's probably what he's talking about. And like how no one's buying new games, they're only buying old or like free to play games with microtransactions, stuff like that. That'd be my guess. We shall see though. But let's get started with the video.
Imagine everybody telling you how useless you are
But I should probably turn on my headset.
while still demanding that you buy their stuff.
You
know, 5 years ago, they said that $70 was the new normal. Now they're eyeing $80 games. Microtransactions have infested everything. Mobile gaming's gone nuclear. These guys have brought in billions of dollars off the back of our spending and then poured 2 to 3 times as much into absolute garbage. And after all of that, an entire generation just stopped buying games. We're about to watch the games industry bottom out and lose the back end. Years of financial.
That is true. It is crazy that a horse racing simulator apparently was already a game before in foreign countries, and then they made it in like America, or not made it for America, but it was released in like the western side, and I'm not gonna lie, we can think Steam charts. Let's look up Uma Musume. This one. Oh, no, that ain't that. It's this one. 38,000, 41,000 just 24 hours ago, and all time almost 100,000. And then if you go, and this is just 1 month. Like, this is just the 30 days, 35,000 average. So if you do, if you go to, I don't know, fucking Call of Duty 6. Here you go. No, wait, no, not that one. Hold on. This is not the website. Here it is. This is. Alright, so let's look up Uma Musume again. So this is Uma Musume. Go. Free game with microtransactions. Free to play. Are they on 6? I swear they're on 6, right? I guess you can't tell for this one. What's another game that's coming out recently? Fucking, I know the I don't know. Here's Peak. Peak's another one. Look at that. I wouldn't say this is free to play, but it's one of those climbing friendship games. Then they look at let's see how Black Myth Wukong's going. That's still good. And this is a single player game. And it still has 15,000 people playing it. My God. Oh, God, what is a game? I can't think of the game. Let's set up Steam. I'm playing this. If you don't know. I gotta get back to Street Nova. I've been playing Baldur's Gate. I have so much hours in that game now. And I think I got all the engines except for playing on like harder difficulties. I probably still need to do whatever the fuck the mass murder one is. Dark Lurker or whatever the fuck his name. Dark Urge, that's it. Took me a minute. What the fuck is the I'm just gonna go to Steam store. Yeah, there was a thing with Steam where PayPal's banned in some countries. I'm telling you right now, if you want to get in the good graces of the people, make a bank dedicated just for Steam purchases, and that you wouldn't, you don't, well, Steam will still have to listen to the other ones, but you don't want to ban any content, and you can use your money how you want to use it, and I guarantee you will get a lot of people to bank with you. Where the fuck fuck it, we'll do Mafia Old Country. I know that one came out recently. See? So this one came out less than 24 hours, I think. Or maybe a week ago. Right there. August 7th. And Musume. This is how many people are playing right now. And this is Mafia Old Country. This is even more than its all-time. Its all-time peak was 4 days ago, and it's already dropping. And this is Mafia. Mafia is a good fucking game. Or, series. Mafia 3 definitely wasn't that good. But it was alright. But, yeah. He's not wrong in the fact that, that gaming, I'm sorry, I paused on this, his face, it's, I think it's just greed. Greed has taken over everyone, not even just in the gaming industry, just everyone is so full of it now, because everyone wants to get rich, whether it be quick or on the backs of other people's work. It's so crazy to see, and I think it's only going to get worse.
Pressure shoved onto players, games being torn apart and sold back to us piece by piece, all to keep their shareholders happy, all about to flip. And it's not because of some new trend or protest, it's because Gen Z isn't buying. And not out of choice, they've just been priced out of the hobby entirely. Locked out of...
That was, me and my mom, we went to the mountains, 2 days ago. And we were having a conversation about generations, and I've always thought 2000 to now is Gen Z, and the end of millennials is 99. So anyone 99 till 1990s, so 1990s to 1999. Is millennials. I always thought it's that. But apparently I'm still technically Gen Z, although I feel like I'm a millennial. I was born in '98. So I don't know. I don't get this generation crap. Because I know there's some people, I'm not the only one, but I know there's some people that, like, they act so much unlike their peers and, like, their generation that they don't see themselves as a generation anymore. But yeah. I think with the whole $100 push that they're doing, they want to start separating the weak, or not the weak, the poor from the, like, people that got the money. And the people that got the money, they're probably going to get more power and more influence in how a game is made, whether it be good or bad. So far, it seems bad. Because shareholders want to maximize their profit, and they don't know anything what makes to get the people to buy the game in the first place. They just automatically think everybody's gonna pay, and it's true. Some people are still like that. That just because it's the next Call of Duty or whatever, that you're gonna have people that will just put out money. But soon people will hopefully wake up and realize that they need to quit being piggy banks for these shareholders and actually make them work for their money. You can't be printing around free money, mostly when it comes to gaming, because gaming is so competitive. Like, literally, I've been playing I can't even play CSGO. I don't know if it's a computer or my internet, but I get jitter lag so much ever since this update came out. It's even worse than what it's ever been. I tried, like, everything I can to fix it, and I still can't. But I still play that with bots, because you don't need internet to play with bots. I'd rather play that than play any new Call of Duty that's coming out in the past, I don't know how many years. I even re-downloaded Modern Warfare 2 campaign, and I've been playing that on veteran mode off stream, because I just feel like playing a good, like, story. I hope Battlefield's the new one. I hope his campaign isn't like a Call of Duty, but like a more like Battlefield Bad Company / like a realistic military type campaign. I'm hoping that they remember that they're Battlefield and not that they're a Call of Duty or clone. Like, that's the only reason why I think the open beta did so well, is because people are just tired of Call of Duty with the whole amount of, like, fucking skins things that's happening. Like, Call of Duty is becoming like Saints Row is to GTA. And if they don't hurry up and change, Call of Duty might be seeing a loss of numbers. They're already going to see a loss of numbers in October when that new Battlefield comes out. I don't know if I'll buy it, because I don't trust EA. I'm sorry. I love DICE, and I really love Battlefield 3 and 4, but y'all have had, other than Battlefield 1, y'all have had two very disaster releases with Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042. And it's going to take a miracle to pull me back into a Battlefield game. So, maybe you'll see a Battlefield content again. But I think I have, like, clips. If you scroll further down, you might find some Battlefield clips. But we shall see.
Of an economy, handed debt instead of jobs, and scam after scam ever since they became adults. You know, every time that I've ever talked about any of these video game industry issues, whether that's spending, pricing, or anything else, it's always been that it's not that these guys can't do any of this stuff. It's just that they're too damn aggressive. They're moving way too fast. They're asking for way too much, and they're outpacing their own customers to the point that they're lapping us. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about why younger players are spending a fraction of what their older counterparts are, and why that number just dropped even further. We're also going to be digging into how this industry has been burning through its audience faster than it can replace them, and why this might be the moment that it all falls apart. You know, I thought we had it bad. These kids are cooked. I feel like I've been sounding the alarms for the better part of a year now, pointing out every crack in the hull before the ship hits the rocks. Hell, Activision is out.
I think it's good in some ways because this is gonna help with indie studios. Indie studios, if they make a good game, they can actually steal some people. Here's my thing with indie studios. If you're a small studio and like you never had a hit game at all, like you've been around for like 6+ years and you make a game yearly and you just never found that hit, like you barely get like 100 people to buy your game, but then you make this really good one. Don't set your prices at what the AAA market used to be, like $60 or even $50. Max, I would say 30 and under is good for indie games because the cheaper it is, the more people will buy it. And yeah, if it's like a single player story and they can finish it within 2 hours, yes, they're gonna return it. But so, like, just have that in the back of your mind. But if you are actually serious, this is the year of indie studios to make big money. As long as they got a good hit game. Because back then, I want to say like the 2010s, it was all about EA. It was all about DICE. It was all about Rockstar. It was all about fucking Madden and whatever the fuck comes out. Like, it was literally everything was AAA heavy. Everything. Like, AAA was running the market. And then, the era of the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 era, when they first got released, was the year of microtransactions. And mind you, they already had microtransactions in like the 360 era. They had like a point system that it's still money, but they called it points or something like that. I can't remember offhand, but you had to pay for DLC, and that was fine in my opinion. I'd rather pay for DLC than pay for microtransactions or pay to win. But yeah, then the year of microtransactions was heavy, and it got even worse, longer and longer. Mobile gaming also skyrocketed. I wonder if he'll talk about that. But yeah. Mobile gaming is crazy in foreign countries. Like, mobile PUBG has its own fucking esports. It is so crazy.
Out here channeling their inner Titanic by openly stating that they think Call of Duty is, quote, too big to fail, while apparently completely unaware of the generational iceberg every publisher is about to slam into. Now, before we get too deep into the why, let's start talking about what's actually happening. In an article from PC Gamer written by Stevie Bonifield titled, "New Study Shows Gen Z is spending way less on video games than older gamers. Young people can't even afford gaming anymore." They write, young people are so strapped for cash right now that even video games are too expensive for them. A June study by Circana, first reported by the Wall Street Journal, found that spending among 18 to 24-year-olds dropped by 13% from January to April 2024.
Mine isn't about the money. Like, I don't got it. By no means. I still work. But, I think people are tired of the catering and pandering to whatever community that has nothing to do with their game. That's one thing. Like the political messaging in like a fucking fantasy game or whatever. That's probably already alienating some people. The egregious money schemes and grabbing of money also is turning people away from it. And just it really is just greed. Like, greed is not good to have at all. And, I mean, if this is true, just 13% between 18 and 24-year-olds. I'm not in that demographic, but I could see that. Like, even for me, the last big purchase was probably Stalker 2. Because I pay full price on that. And that was ass release. But, I mean, the game was alright. The story was good. But it's just the game run poorly. But they're in the middle of a war, so I guess they get, like, a free pass.
5 compared to last year. Video game purchases were hit
They had to move
particularly hard, falling nearly
studios and just to
25%,
release their
according
game.
to a chart Circana's Matt Piscatella shared on Blue Sky. For context, Piscatella shared another chart comparing the drop in spending among Gen Z to spending changes in older generations. The difference is dramatic. Where older generation spending dropped less than 5%, Gen Z's is plummeting. It's particularly surprising to see such a sharp drop in spending on video games, which historically cater to young people. Now, to reference Matt Piscatella's post directly, video game spend among 16 to 24s is down.
Sorry, I'm moving my desk right now. It's a standing desk. I'm getting off the standing. Alright, let's read this chart. I don't understand why they have it the same shade of the blue. I think this is a little bit lighter, but do red. Like, if you're only comparing two things, you should probably do the other color. So, like the opposite of blue. Video games, it's almost about to hit negative 25 with 18 to 24-year-olds. Even with older generation or other age gaps, it's already in the negatives. Accessories, older generation is still buying more accessories. Small appliances, a lot in the older generation. I think these are more like hobbies. Houseware. Yeah, I don't see younger generation can't even buy a fucking house. So why would they even buy houseware? Technology, yep. Merch, yep. Furniture. Wow, a lot of people aren't buying furniture. When was the last furniture purchase I've had? I guess it would be my mattress, cause I had a gallbladder at removal like almost a year ago now, but it was so bad that I couldn't lay on my back, and I didn't know what it was at first because I live in America and you don't just take trips to the hospital. But so I was like, it's probably my mattress. My mattress is pretty old, so I was like, okay, I'll buy a new one, and that was like $500 just for a mattress. And I'm like, what the hell? I was like, that's more than my TV still. Yeah, it's crazy. I've only buy furniture if one, when I need it, and two, if it's on like a Black Friday sale or something. Like, I don't buy a full price.
Sharply younger.
Sports equipment, yeah. Apparel. Wow, even apparel's gone down. Isn't apparel the same thing as no, general merchandise, never mind. And beauty stuff.
Grads are having a much tougher time finding jobs. Student loan payments are restarting for millions of borrowers. Credit card delinquency rates have risen to their highest points since before the pandemic.
I don't have a credit card. I don't think I've ever will get a credit card. My philosophy is if you don't got the money, don't spend it. Like, if you're on a loan, use the money for the loan, and that's it. So, like, if you got a loan for a fucking car, all that money should be invested into that car, not nothing else. That way, you're worried about paying it off. If you got a credit, honestly, don't get credit cards. If you ain't got the money, then keep wishing that you get it one day, or strap your boots in and work really hard so that you can get whatever you're wishing for. The credit system, in my opinion, is just a scam for. I think it hurts people in the long run more than helps.
Purchasing by 18 to 24s has plummeted, especially when compared to other age groups. Now, that's already bleak, but here's where it gets critical for the games industry. Back in March, a separate study showed that Gen Z and Gen A already make up 28% of all gamers.
18 to 9-year-olds, 4%. That's actually surprising. That might be a lie. I think this is definitely a lie. This probably needs to be switched for this. 50, yeah. This is like the market right here that I'm like in between these two. I'm mainly in this one, but I think this is like the era I've grew up in. This was the prime Call of Duty Xbox 360 headset days era right here. This was probably like the Nintendo 64, going to the arcades to chill out, like LAN parties, etc. Like before it pre-internet. This is like online era, and this is fucking buying fucking skins of other games and other like movies and whatever in your fucking video game. The era of microtransactions, the era of people treating you like a piggy bank and not listening to you or their fan bases and catering to a bunch of people that don't even play video games. It's crazy. This, I don't know what the hell 64 in. I don't even know.
Millennials just falling right behind them
Maybe
at 26%.
pinball.
The difference between the two of them is that only 18% of millennials reportedly spent nothing on games, while more than double that number of Gen Z gamers spent nothing at all. And when they do spend, it's less across the
Gen Zers are like less likely to spend their money on games, both to purchase and for in-game app purchase. 28% do not spend any money on games versus 18% of millennials. I still buy CSGO skins, so I can't say anything. Even though I can't fucking play the game, I'm literally becoming a skin trader. 41% make in-app purchases versus 48% among who do, and 35% spend more than $10 in an average month versus 50% of millennials. I definitely spend way more than $10. I probably do 100 bi-monthly. So every 2 months, probably $100. Whether it be gambling or CSGO cases, which don't do. I just do it because, I don't know. Which is funny because, like, I'm not in the negative. Like, with the glove and knife and the skin operators, like, if I just selling all those, I will make my money back from what I've put into CSGO, which is crazy. So, like, if I ever just get fully tilted that I can't even fucking play the game anymore, which, please, CSGO, please fix your servers. I don't know if it's just the internet, but, like, literally, it's unplayable for me. It is so crazy. And it's only worse after this update. But, yeah. So, I'm definitely the 50% of, or 35% technically of Gen Zers, but I'm a millennial. I don't care what people say. I'm a millennial.
board.
Like
Just 35% of Gen Z average more than $10 a month on microtransactions compared to 50% of millennials. And remember, all this data came out before the latest spending drop, which means that right now, younger generations are probably spending less than half of what their older counterparts do. Now, we add this to the fact that older generations are aging out of the hobby, playing less, sticking to older games that were aimed at them, spending less money, and you have a spending collapse that is going to pull the rug right out from underneath the industry. And I do not see this getting better because nothing about the conditions for younger generations is going to...
Just wait for the GTA 6 and we'll really see if we're in a bad era. Because it seems like everybody is fiending for that game. So... that's the ultimate test. If GTA 6 doesn't make nearly as much as what GTA 5 made, then you know we're in a bad part of gaming. That's the last game that's giving people hope.
Improve anytime soon. I mean, I know it's practically a generational tradition now for each one to call the next one the problem, too lazy, too soft, unmotivated, doing something that the older crowd doesn't like. I'm a millennial. I heard it all. We lack work ethic. We were technology obsessed. We didn't respect authority. We weren't loyal to our employers. We were entitled, narcissistic, which I always found hilarious considering that those traits supposedly would be coming from the people that raised and educated us. It's basically just them criticizing their own work, but at least we could escape it. We had the internet at the time, which still felt like our own. Gen Z doesn't. They live under a constant torrent of criticism for things entirely outside of their control.
Take bets, take odds. Which one of these guys lives at home right now at age?
I think most men with even
I don't understand that. Like, everyone's like, oh, you live at home. It's like, bro, you can't. Like, I work. I don't work because I don't know if I can get to where I work because it might be doxing myself. Let's just say, even if I worked 24 hours, or not even 24 hours, let's say I work at least every day, 8 hours every day. I still could not afford to live. And I live in the middle of nowhere. Rent is impossible here. And it's even worse the deeper you go into the cities. Like, the cheapest I think you could probably do out here is probably buying an RV and going to, like, an RV spot. And just paying, like, the rent on the lot than it is fucking buying or getting an apartment or buying a house at this point. And I think this generation ruined it for the younger generation because they probably had it bad too. And now they're just passing it on, and it just keeps going down and down the ladder.
We have to bring back shame in this country, Josh. We do. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, you would have to waterboard me like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed to get me to admit that I'm a stay-at-home son.
But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash, and therein lies a big part of the problem.
I'm going to crash out. They need to put me on the news. How can you blame them? We've seen nothing but headlines of companies switching to AI and automation. Microsoft just laid off 9,000 people at Xbox.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I think it's attacking a generation because one, I think if they're doing this little segment on news, the ultimate way to do this is get someone from that generation and then get that person talking and have them actually have conversations instead of attacking people and not having anyone call them out to their face. Let's have a conversation. Why can't the younger generation go buy a house? Why can't the young generation get married and go and start a family? I wonder why. Let's have conversations.
To build AI infrastructure.
The year 2025 to 2026, starting right now, is the year we need to stop attacking each other, whether it be race, generation, whatever, and actually sit down and have conversations back and forth without it getting heated or violent. That's what we need to bring back. We need literally just to bring back Q&A, not Q&A. Oh yeah, Q&As and debates. Hell, that was probably the best class I ever took in high school was the debate class. Because the teacher didn't want people to just believe in what they believe in. So, like, for example, let's say you had a debate and let's say it was like a mock court session and you had to defend someone stealing. And she will split the class in half and then tell everyone, okay, this side, you have to defend the thief and make them seem innocent. And this side, you have to persecute them. And that's just an example. That didn't happen in that class. That's just one I thought of. But something similar happened like that. And we will have a debate like that. And we did talk about real war, not real world stuff, not war. But at the time, CNN was still doing like CNN classroom episodes or whatever. Like it was something different from CNN, and we would watch that daily. But yeah, that was probably like the best class I've ever took in high school, other than art class. But that was probably the best class. 'Cause I don't know, just debating when it's not heated and people get emotional is probably like some of the best conversations you would ever have, because it will open your brain to stuff that you never thought about, or like open your eyes to something that you always thought about but you just never seen or heard, like put in a certain way.
Fast food joints are running with skeleton crews and robots. Kids are graduating from college to find their entry.
And the AI movement, People need to wake up and realize it's not the AI's fault that they're being made to fucking replace humans. It's fucking greedy corporations using AI to replace humans. The sooner people wake up and realize that, the better we can maintain this whole AI crap. As far as everyone should know, yes, AI is coming. It is the new age of mankind. The thing is, we need to make sure that we're not using it to hurt other people. That's the big thing. If we are doing that, if we're making AI to hurt other people, not physically, but like financially or any other reason, then we are already using AI as a bad thing. AI, when it comes to medical stuff, has already seen improvement. ChatGPT is actually crazy that people are finding fucking relationship advice or like getting in love with a fucking AI. That's crazy to me because that shows you there's a deeper problem in the world than AI being the replacement. People are going to always find a replacement for an issue than actually deal with the issue. It's just how humans are.
Level jobs don't even exist anymore or somehow now require 5 years of experience. Their degree, which was told to them was their one ticket in life.
So, not to stop the video constantly. I like to go on rants when I'm doing these reactions. I don't like just sitting and watching a video because, I don't know, it just feels like stealing content. But my stance on AI is that AI is not inherently evil or a bad thing to humanity. It's humans being humans and using new technology as a way to advance themselves ahead of others or killing the lower class or lower end of people outright. So AKA making AI to go work 9 to 5 at a grocery store because you're too lazy to fucking go hire a team that needs fucking money to pay rent or get a car or buy clothes or just to live, and you want to buy a fucking robot to replace them or an AI to replace them because you don't have to pay the AI, at least not yet. Maybe there needs to be AI rights that come out to be like, hey, you can't use AI because we know what you're doing. You're just trying to replace humans. Yeah, these greedy corporations, like there needs to be someone that steps up and looks at them and be like, hey, what are you doing? Because in my opinion, AI is a very good tool. Very, very good tool. And all these dumb idiots that think AI is going to replace artists and that's its whole sole purpose is stupid. AI has so many different, way better things to do than fucking steal a guy who makes $100 off art commissions. Like, he has way better things to do than to take your job. There's so much better things we can use AI for.
Life is now useless. They are saddled with debt. They're being spawn camped by college costs, DoorDash, and buy now, pay later scams because they can't afford to buy anything.
Yeah, there was
outright.
one I saw that was crazy. It was a pizza joint, and I forget where. It was somewhere in the United States. But they have a thing called the afterlife pay system where basically you can order pizza as much as you want, but when you die, in your will, all your belongings, house, anything, goes to them. And I'm like, what the hell? That, like, haha, it's a funny joke, but that's not a joke. That's scary to me that a pizza joint is doing that. Imagine if that was like Apple or something, where Apple would be like, yeah, you can come get a free iPhone every year, but once you die, we own everything. Anything that you made your name on, we could take it for us. That would be crazy to me. And I know there would be people that would do that. They would gladly sell everything to get that new Apple phone.
They've been scalped, Dropbox, pulled into pyramid schemes, conned into gambling on crypto, and spammed with sports ads at every given turn. They're careening towards a future with no real hope or relief. The best thing that society can give them is a mix of finger-waving Karens and some pull yourself up by your bootstrap Andes that are lecturing them for not wanting to swim in the pool that they just pissed in.
All the time.
These are the dipshits that are running the world right now, and it's fucking embarrassing. I feel for you younger generations because they pulled the exact same shit on us. Back in the early to mid-2000s, they camped us in high school, shoved us towards college, funneling kids into for-profit schools with unaccredited degrees, jacked up tuitions and fake job placement stats, all to manufacture hundreds of billions of dollars in debt. And then when it was all exposed as a scam, well, we were still labeled as the entitled ones in the workforce. It is wild to me that this is still the message that older generations want to push. Shame younger workers, demotivate them further instead of actually doing something useful. Things like bringing back vocational training, teaching real financial literacy in high school, or telling young men that they can make serious money as operators, electricians, pipe fitters, boilermakers, or in a dozen other trades where they can meet coworkers that will become like family, easing both their financial and their social burdens. But no, keeping them financially disadvantaged is a lot more profitable for these guys. That's why I don't see things improving, not for younger generations and definitely not for the games industry. If you can't afford rent, you're not dropping $70 on a new game release or $20 on a Fortnite skin. You're thinking about the next meal. You're playing games for free if you even have time to play, or you're just finding cheaper hobbies altogether. So my question is, where's the relief supposed to come from an industry that's already outpricing its current user base when the next wave of customers can't even afford to walk in the door? Console prices are already north of $500. Games are being pushed at $80. Microtransaction bundles are just about...
What's crazy to me is that fucking Nintendo raised the price of their older Nintendo Switch because of the lack of Nintendo Switch 2s that are available, which makes no sense to me. So you're jacking up the price of the older console, so you're even making it where people don't even want to buy it. And I know there's Nintendo people out there that love the fucking Nintendo Switch. And they love Nintendo so much. Nintendo does nothing wrong. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me with this. I was like, people need to wake up, man. People need to be accepting of everything that the fucking gaming giants do. It is so crazy to me.
The exact same price. Last year, we saw almost 19,000 games release, and nearly 150 of them were AAA and AA. Split that in half and average it out to $30 million for AA and $150 million for AAA, and you're looking at $13.5 billion invested in games, and likely even more this year. The spending is insane, the demands are insane, and instead of pumping the brakes, they're just flooring it right into the wall. I mean, beyond that, whether you have the money or not doesn't really matter because it's just not worth it anymore. The quality has dropped so far that when people can't afford games, there's less of a reason to bother. Publishers have convinced themselves that going wide, making every game for everyone, stuffing in every mechanic, every identity, and every message somehow is going to make their games more appealing, when all it's done is just made their games boring, bland, and forgettable. The reason that their games aren't selling right now is simple. It's because they suck and they're overpriced. Why would I pay $70 for Assassin's Creed Shadows when I could go pay $40 and play Black Flag? Why would I play Starfield when I could...
The real thing he should have said was, why pay $70 for Assassin's Creed Shadows when you can get Ghost of Tsushima, which is inherently way better, and the same era. And Ghost of Tsushima already came out, I don't know how many years ago before Assassin's Creed Shadows was probably even thought of. So, like, that's what I mean. Like, this gaming industry is very competitive. And if there's going to be a lot of games milking the same thing, you better hope your game is better than the other one.
Fire up Fallout 3 with mods and make it look current gen. For veteran players, there is less reason than ever to buy. For younger players, it's financially impossible. And that's the exact reason why these companies are so against things like stop killing games or digital ownership, because they don't want us sticking to the games that we already have. They want to force us into the next thing, whether it's worth it or not. But here's the problem with that strategy, especially given the financial conditions that a lot of people are in right now. When people feel pushed, they push back. So if you're going to price your customers out of the hobby, if you're going to make the games that they own inaccessible, well, they're just going to find another way like they always have. Whether that's buying used, whether that's emulating, whether that's just pirating these games.
Let me show you what I do to the people that watch. This is a lovely tool that Steam has. When you want to buy a game, but you don't feel like paying full price for the game like I do, like I don't buy full price, you wait for this lovely thing called percentages off the hit. So like Dragon Dogma 2, a lot of people hated it, and I don't feel like paying $70 for ass. So what I'm going to do, wait till it's under a certain amount. So like this game, even when it's over half off, I'm probably going to wait till this price hits about like $20, and then I'll be like, okay, now I'll invest money into it. Same with Battlefield 6. I'm probably not going to buy it at release. I'll probably wait till, since it's coming out in October, I'll probably wait till Christmas till I buy it. And then when this number drops below probably like $40, I'll probably buy it. And plus, there'll be enough time for me to actually see if the game's actually good. Because it'll be 2 months after release. Same with DayZ. This game, I don't know how old it is. I'm not ever buying it till it's like probably under $15. This is another new game that came out this year. It's already been, what, 4 months? Almost? Like 3 months and some days. It's still $44. Now, this is pretty cheap, but I could get it even cheaper. I'll wait till it's like 20 something, like 22 even. I'll even wait for it in half. Same with Enzo. Enzo's a early access game that's supposed to be the new Sims competitor. They want $40. I'll probably wait till it's like $15. Same with this game. Probably wait till it's like $15. Probably this game. Wait till it's $15. This being the indie studio that I never heard of, $20 seems reasonable to me. But I'm a cheapskate. I like when it's even lower. Probably $9.99. Halo Wars. This is an old game. I don't feel like paying $20 for something that was made in 2017. This was a mean game. I watched content creators play this before. These are games on wish lists. I have not heard anything from Den of Wolves. This is supposed to be the new Payday. So, we shall see. This one has been in my wish list for almost 2 years. Like, look how long that's been. Since 2021. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. Same with this one. This was the start of the year. And I've gotten so many games that are already like this. Still nothing. Same with this. This came out start of this year. Luckily, I have heard. Because they finally did this. Arena Breakout. This is supposed to be like a Tarkov clone. Still, not heard much. And these haven't been announced, and I don't know how long. This is already 2 years old. This was during the Game Awards. That's when I put it on my wish list. Maybe in the next Game Awards, maybe we'll actually see content from it. Who knows? That's what I do, though. I don't buy full price, like, at all. You could blame games like fucking Battlefield and Call of Duty and whatever the fuck. Like, you can blame all the giant AAA titles for that. They release shit. Bethesda being the big one with the Fallout series. I probably won't even buy Skyrim or Elder Scrolls 6 at launch.
And I don't think that's a genie that you can try to put back in the bottle. You can clap down on it as much as you want, but these folks will find a way to crack these games eventually, especially when they're motivated enough. And a lot of people are going to get very motivated very soon. And this is a grave that you dug for yourself. In a lot of cases, you're still digging. No wonder these guys want us to get rid of our digital privacy. Wonder why.
Yeah.
Never solutions, only stopgaps to protect themselves. That's all these guys have ever used, while also...
Luckily, until they fix it, I still own an Xbox 360, and I got a lot of digital copies from 360 games and Xbox One games. So if it ever, let's say we get into that dark era where censorship and like you can't own anything anymore happens, well, I'll be fine. I got a lot of games. I even got NCAA 2014. Get that from a Jackie lot. If you know what that is, good to you.
At the exact same time, jacking up prices on their customers and putting so much pressure on them. And things are spinning so wildly out of control that this is one of the few times that I actually don't see a clear picture for what they could do in the future to be able to protect themselves or save themselves outside of cutting their budgets insanely and also slashing the prices of their games. But we know that that's not going to happen or happen fast enough. And I'm sure a lot of these guys are probably thinking to themselves, AI is the answer. But the issue there is you're cutting the rope at both ends. People need jobs to be able to buy things. So if there's less people with jobs, there's less people buying products. And on top of that, we know that the savings that they're going to get from switching to AI is not going to be passed down to the customer.
If we have to be real with the AI in video games, AI should only be used as like a budget management, maybe, which will still take jobs from people, or like it should have nothing to do with art, and it should have nothing to do with some kind of creation aspect. But maybe marketing, you could use AI. AI could like search up like the latest trends and make and give you like a script or something so that the artist can make it. I've seen there was this other game, I forget, I think it's Marathon, where one of the characters is like at a talk show or something like that. Like it has nothing to do with the game, but like that type of marketing could happen for video games. Like you play the next Call of Duty, like back then, like fucking Black Ops 2's trailer. Like this back then was so funny to watch.
For the fact of this surprise techno.
Oh wait, no, hold on. It wasn't that. It was this one. This is it. Has no gameplay, but like there's stuff that like they use the stuff that's in the game.
Hey, buddy.
But these are all like actors.
Surprise, mamacita.
Hey! Surprise, fat man.
Guess who brought a jet to a gunfight? Incoming.
Boom! Come on, man.
Surprise, boys.
And like most of the stuff is not even in the game. Like jet fighting was not in the game. Fucking horse riding. I mean, in the campaign, technically, yes, there it was. But like, not in the multiplayer.
Surprise, horse lady.
Oh my god, I forgot he was in this.
That's good.
Like that's what I mean. Like this type of stuff, I think you could still make. Like I'd rather have that than have trailers that just have blatant spoilers all in it. I'd rather have that. Make something funny that's engaging. And yeah, having a bunch of top celebs in your thing probably costs us a lot of money. But, I mean, at least worked. Black Ops 2 is still talked about to this day and probably is the number one spot for a lot of Call of Duty fans. So, I mean, it worked. I wouldn't say the marketing had a hand in it, but, I mean, it probably did.
That's not going to happen. It didn't happen when they switched from physical to digital, so why would it happen now? If you're in your 20s or younger and you're watching this channel, first I'd like to say, great taste. But beyond that, I try to do my best to be able to promote the trades as much as I possibly can because it helped me when I was in the lowest point of my life. I didn't think I had a future. I didn't think I had anywhere to go. And then I found my way into the construction industry, and it gave me the ability to chase a dream like this later on down the road. And I cannot recommend the trades enough. It's some of the greatest people that you can work with. It's incredibly difficult to break into. I'll give it that. There's a lot of nepotism. You got to know somebody in a lot of cases. Unless you're from like smaller cities and areas, usually those places are, looking for folks. Literally every hall that I had ever worked with was desperate for young folk because in most cases they had guys that were in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s, and that's all they ever had, and they just had nobody else that was younger, and they need guys to be able to carry stuff. It's good money. It's honest money. And a lot of people over the course of time have tried to vilify it as much as they possibly can. And I'm going to be honest with you. That's because they're trying to keep you financially down. That's what it is. This is going to move fast. Very fast. Millennials, while being better off than Gen Z, they're not that much better off. And they're not so much better off that they can support the entire industry as we know it today with its current costs and how much it's monetized. It's just not going to happen. And the funny thing is, the more I think about it now, when I look at a lot of the games that have failed over the last couple of months or last couple of years now, any of the games that weren't aimed at us, millennials, failed badly in a lot of cases. And the reason why is because they never had another generation to be able to catch them. So if they were aiming for somebody else, they just straight up missed because those guys...
This is what I was talking about earlier with the pandering. The pandering needs to stop. because in the long run it's going to kill gaming faster, in my opinion, than people not buying games. That will kill studios, because when the big boys come and look at your profits of the year, and you are like negative 40% lower than what the target was, they're going to start cutting. And they don't cut the CEOs. They cut the artists and the others, the little ones, out first. And then if the CEO does really bad, then they'll probably replace them. Or her or whoever.
Didn't have the money to be able to buy the games. These guys are screwed. These games take too long to make. They're too expensive to make. And while these guys are flailing around trying to figure everything out, indie's just going to come in and steal the scene.
Yeah.
In fact, they already have. Now, I want to make this clear. Younger generations not buying games is not a passing trend. This is an industry-wide survival issue, at least
really
for the modern games industry as we know it, because Gen Z is just
like with Uma Musume, the game's free, but it has gambling. And in my opinion, gambling is more better to get money in the long run than charging people $60 or $100 right off the gate. The game probably has made so much money in the gambling. It is crazy.
Start. The generations that are behind them are going to have even fewer job prospects if things keep going
when
this
it comes
way.
to these free-to-plays and these like gotcha games, I don't spend any money. Like in ZZZ, never spend any money. But that being said, I also don't get characters every time. So it's that toss-up. Like, you got to rely on a good roll. Like with ZZZ, I haven't had a character in I don't know how long. S-tier character. And Wuthering Waves, with this new character that came out, we're almost over with the season, and I've still not gotten there. I've gotten other A ranks, but never got an S rank yet. I don't know how much I saved, like point wise, to get it, and still couldn't get it. But it just goes to show that they want you to spend money, but I make it to where I don't. Like I downloaded those games off of Epic or their own website, and I don't link my credit card, or not credit card, but like my debit card or I have a Chime account also. I don't link any of those. I use Chime for like Crunchyroll and High Dive and any other like well, now YouTube Premium. But yeah.
Means that when millennials are no longer the industry's core spenders, there won't be a replacement audience with the same buying power. And I think some publishers know this, or most publishers probably do, especially since they're the ones that are also contributing to those jobs disappearing. But given their size, the cost of their games, and the way that they operate, it's almost impossible for them to avoid a crash. I mean, the answers that these guys came to were live services and subscription platforms like Game Pass, Ubisoft Plus, PlayStation Plus, and more. On paper, the reasoning seems relatively solid: make free-to-play games and offer subscription services to be able to lower the barrier of entry, but the costs of running these services do not line up with the content or the monetization that they're delivering, and I think the result of this is going to be pretty predictable. Games and services that are aggressively monetized, overpriced, and have underwhelming offerings that struggle to be able to keep people engaged. With live service games, moderate success is not going to be enough in the future, and relying on them alone is only going to cause more issues down the line. I mean, right now, the entire model is to make the game for free and then to charge heavily for everything inside it. Cosmetics, weapons, playtime in some cases.
Free-to-play games are the new age monopoly scams, in my opinion, because, one, you don't know, not every free-to-play game is going to be good. That's just straight up true. And two, like, if it's free-to-play, the prices of stuff are going to be the price of like what a normal game would cost, so like $30 to even $50 for some skins, which is crazy to me. And there would be people that pay for that because A, it gives them advantage, or they just like the look of it. So like if you're playing a shooter and there's like dark areas of the map and whatever, don't be surprised when they make a full blacked out skin and charge like $60 for it, and there'll be people that buy it right off the gate to get that advantage. And then when they get and then they get mad because they gotta nerf it, because like that's what happened with fucking Call of Duty. I remember there was a full blacked out skin that was like $30 that everyone wanted, because when you're in the shadows of the map, unless people are playing at full brightness, which they don't, even that doesn't help in my opinion. that character was straight up invisible.
$30, sometimes even over $100.
It's basically a free way to get a win.
And profit margins start to tighten, those prices are going to get pushed even higher to squeeze
Look
the
at
players
the
harder.
state of this Call of Duty. Like, all of these were Call of Duty characters. And now you can't even find one Call of Duty character. It's the Nicki Minaj's, Beavis and Buttheads, and all these other, like, animations or, like, characters from other sources.
And the more games that start
What
to flood the
happened to
market
Call
that are
of
like
Duty?
this, the prices are going to just keep climbing to be able to justify their operating budgets. And the higher the climb, the less players are going to be willing to buy in, especially given economic conditions. So publishers are just going to start responding by making those purchases more central to the experience. Free cosmetics are going to be deliberately made to look worse than paid ones. We already see that right now. Progression
That's
is going to
true.
start to get locked behind paywall.
Not that Once Human did that before, but like there was one outfit that I really liked, which was like the schoolgirl, like Japanese schoolgirl outfit with like a more like military theme mixed with it. That skin was like $12, and then there was a couple other ones that were like less than $6 to $5, and honestly, they only changed the color of like the default outfit. And a couple other games also do this, where it's like the cheap ones, like Street Nova, for example. Street Nova, the really good detail-looking skins cost you just somewhere up to $30. But the cheap ones that you could probably get for free by just playing the game or spend less than $2 to $5 getting, all they do is change the color of it. And I'm like, why? How is this legal? Like, in my opinion, that shouldn't be legal. Like, let's say this is the default skin for this character, for this Call of Duty character right here. They will charge $5 instead of her hair being pink, it will be blue for $5. Same skin, just the hair color is different. That shouldn't be legal, in my opinion. Hell, if anything, I would rather have a color wheel where I can choose color. I'll make her shirt black and make a whole all black like goth character, or I'll make it all pink, or I'll make it all blue, all red, etc., etc. Like, I'd rather have a color wheel system than buying a skin that barely does anything to change that from the original, and they won't just as much as like a new skin or something. Like, it's going to get worse and worse.
Items are going to come in with built-in advantages, bit by bit.
And the reason why I know it will get worse and worse is because AAA titles are already moving to the free-to-play aspect. DICE and EA and all these, and Call of Duty and whoever, yeah, they're not going to be doing it yet. Even Rockstar won't even be doing it. But I guarantee you, probably in the next 5 to 10 years, free-to-play will be the new norm for these AAA studios, because all these indie studios if not already going to take more from the AAA studios, income-wise and player-wise.
The games are going to be not about playing them anymore. It's just going to be about spending, and eventually people are just going to start walking away. I've always looked at Korean pay-to-win live service games as a microcosm, a accelerated version of where the Western AAA industry is headed. And if you take a look at a game like Lost Ark, great gameplay, the world looked really cool, and it had all the markings for a top-tier MMO, but almost every path to progression was time-gated or paywalled, or in most cases both. And while whales are going to spend big, you still need casual players to be able to keep that world feeling alive. When every single meaningful reward in a game is locked behind a price tag,
but I don't know which
achievement
one's
is going to feel
good,
worth
and
anything.
I don't feel
The
like
game
playing
just
in a
isn't
subscription
fun, and
service
eventually
either.
most players are going to hit the same
Because
wall
I know
and
some of
just
these run
say,
off of
why am I even
subscription
playing
services?
this game? Now, on the subscription side, the only way to be able to make that offer appealing is to run it at a loss and front load it with as much content as possible. We already know that Xbox tried this with Game Pass, spending billions on AA and indie titles, but all it did was create the illusion of content. Many of those games were just
Xbox
filler
Game
that
Pass
nobody
is
actually
ass.
wanted to play.
I'm
Sure,
being
there were a
real.
couple of hits, but not enough to be able to justify the service, at least not for myself. And that means that they have to lean on their AAA blockbusters to be able to keep people subscribed, which in turn then cuts
On
directly
paper, it
into
seems
their
like
sale.
a good thing because you can get free AAA title games, but most of the times it's nothing but indie studios content that's on it. And I'm gonna be real, not all indie studios are good. Like, there's a reason why some of them remain indie. Oop, My thing is dying, or not dying. My arm hand for the mic is dying.
And now even Game Pass is facing a content problem. Developers are openly saying that if your game is struggling, Game Pass is the place where you want to go. But if your game has a real sales potential, well, you want to keep it off that platform. Either way, content issues are not the bigger problem that they're headed towards is the undeniable fact that the prices for their services are going to continue to climb and likely outpace their customers, especially for some of these younger generations. They've already gone up and their operating costs are continuing to rise, so they're going to go up again. Their only alternative is to be able to find new ways to monetize, just like their movie and TV counterparts, Netflix, Hulu, Disney.
I told my grandfather this, like, God, back in 2017. I said, keep an eye out because everything's gonna be run on subscriptions. Like you won't own DVDs and whatever anymore. And he laughed at me and was like, nah, they won't do that. And then because he's huge into sports, ESPN announced, I forget when, they announced that they were doing that ESPN Plus, and now it's full subscription now. And I was like, I told you. And so I help him. I pay half and he pays half of the subscription service because we just pay the yearly one. That way, every start of the NFL year, we know that we need to pay. But it's crazy to me. And yeah, you can watch some games on TV still, but like even I'm gonna be real. So some TV companies charge way too much for what TV is. I haven't watched TV in 6 years going on now. Like, actually sit down to watch something off of the TV. Not watch a movie on the TV. I watch news. I watch on YouTube now more than anything. And it's not even by, like, news companies. It's by, like, people just sitting in front of a camera. Yeah, like, I can't think of one thing I've watched on TV. Like, TV is dead, in my opinion.
And more, they're going to pass those increases down to the customer. But the problem with that is that people will tolerate price hikes and ads and things like that if there is value there. When the quality starts to slip at the same time that the bill is getting bigger, that's when subscribers start to walk. It doesn't matter how large the library is. If people feel like they're paying more for less, they're gone. It's like I said earlier, the only option that they have is to offer actual value, better games, while also slashing their budgets and their prices. But a lot of these companies think that AI is going to be the magical fix for everything, but all that's going to do is just make the underlying problem even worse. People don't have jobs or disposable income to be able to buy the games or products that they're making. So what's going to happen? They're just going to overcommit like they always do, just like they did with live service, just like they did with subscriptions, just like they did with every single trend that we've seen over the past couple of years. The quality will slide. The audience is going to start looking elsewhere. And honestly, they already have. One of the biggest breakout trends that I've noticed over the past couple of years is the rise of indie friend swap games. Accessible, easy to play co-op titles that are made.
I think it started with that fucking recording one where your job is to go grab scrap and turn it in at the end of the day, and it's like a horror game, kind of. Lethal Company, that's it. Lethal Company started this. Fall Guys technically did too, but Lethal Company, in my opinion, drove it to new heights with these friend swap games because there's a lot of clones, and everyone makes one. So I guarantee you Peak, this game, I think it's called Peak, will have a direct copy of it become mainstream. It'll probably be the opposite of what Peak is. So, like, this is about climbing up a mountain. There'll be another clone where you have to go deep underwater. Or something like that. Like there will be one.
On no budget at all that are pulling absolutely absurd numbers. Lethal Company, Content Warning, Chained Together, and more recently Repo and Peak have blown up purely through word of mouth and viral clips, hitting sales and player numbers that would make most AAA games cry. Peak sold over 5 million copies in under a month and hit 100.
That's my problem also, cause like I love Power World. I love Power World more than I do fucking normal fucking Pokemon. But when they lost that stupid fucking thing and they had to change their mechanics of the game to appease all powerful Nintendo, I'm gonna be real. I uninstalled the game. I'm sorry. Like, yeah. it doesn't feel the same anymore. Like, it feels like it had to cater to something that really, to be honest, Nintendo had no right in winning. And now it ruined the game, in my opinion. Like, it's fun to play sometimes still, here and there. But, yeah, it's sad.
1,000 concurrent players on Steam. Repo sold 15 million copies in under 6 months and nearly reached 300,000 concurrent players on Steam. They all share two things: cooperative play.
The thing is, I think with these like indie studios and like these, if you hit 10K within the first 24 hours, I think your game's already a success because it will just grow even more. Hopefully by like a month or whatever. And with Repo, as you just saw, look at Repo's numbers.
300,000.
Look at that. In just 5 months, they have 300,000. This is like a little studio. And if let's say that game was $30, and you add that, and this is just Steam numbers. Whew. Profit.
Concurrent players
that
on
game,
Steam.
That game doesn't like have that much going for it, like graphic wise. So you can tell they didn't put that much into it.
They all share two things: cooperative play, and more importantly,
that's why these games always look like this, is because they can get away with not making the game look ultra realistic or ultra like giga, like whatever. Like it could look cartoony and people will still buy it because, like I've always said, the way a game looks doesn't matter. It's how the game plays and what the game like story is. And if it has those two things that are really, really good, the game could literally be pixels for all I care on the screen.
$7.99. Repo was launched at $10. Both games cost less than a fast food meal and are cheap enough that you could buy copies for 3 of your friends and still pay less than a modern AAA title. And it's not just friend slop. Across the board, some of the most popular games dominating both sales and conversations have been from small studios or even solo developers. The common thread isn't the genre, it's the price and the quality of the experience. I said it on Twitter recently when people were complaining about how Mafia Old Country doesn't have swimming, but I said that too many games go wide instead of deep. I don't need a game to do everything. I need a game to do a handful of things.
Yeah. I agree with both of these. BG3, hands down, is one of the best games in a generation. Not best game of a year, best game of a generation. I think it has topped so much that it, like, I mean, you can look at my fucking play hours if you didn't see. I have 709 hours, and this is not sitting AFK and letting the hours. This is different playthroughs, different way to play. Like, I even got achievements recently with these. I did a normal playthrough on the 3rd difficulty, not the tactician difficulty, the one under it, but I did the multi-class finally, and I did and when the Gordash fight, what I did was I blocked the doorway with the candlesticks and sent the brain us that you could get. I sent him in the room to attack Gordash to get everyone to attack me, but they couldn't attack me because the door was blocked. So I kept spamming the spike plant thing where if they walk on it, they take damage constantly. I just kept putting that in the room constantly. And it worked. Like, it glitches the AI out and until they figure out that they need to destroy the candlesticks. And there'll be the one mage character that throws a fireball at the door or something. And then it'll splash damage would destroy the door and the thing, and so I have to then fight. But like, there's so much crap you could do in this fucking game. It is crazy, and I still don't have, like, I need to do a bard playthrough to like get money. I need to do a fucking drunk monk playthrough. I need to fucking fight the surgeon and toll collector without them using their abilities on me. I need to fight the fucking birds, or I mean, do like a fucking like. There's so much. I am going to do tactician. That's the playthrough. I think I'm skilled enough to where I could do tactician. I don't think I'm still skilled enough to do honor mode yet, but I think I can do a tactician. It's hard because it isn't about like the fighting that's hard. It's your inventory management and your like food management, because I think it costs like 60 to 90 to rest on like honor mode or something like that, I think. And so I think if you do the math, and it will be like 40 upwards to 40 more to do a rest, like a long sleep. I'll probably do that on stream, to be honest.
Really fucking well. That's exactly what
And
these
not
indie
to
titles...
include, now they added a mod support system. So now you can play with mods. I don't do that anymore because the last mod, I had to fucking dig through files to delete it. It was a corrupted file. And now I finally get to play the game again, and I'm too scared to fucking download mods again. Because that took me forever. I thought literally the game was
delivering right
unplayable.
now. They don't have year-long roadmaps. They're not trying to be everything for everyone. They're built for the people that they were meant for, with the sole intent of just being fun. Peak is a game about climbing and cooperative fun with your friends. It doesn't need complex mechanics or RTX ray trace shadows and reflections.
Yep.
It just needs to be a goofy, memorable experience that delivers on an $8 promise. And yeah, people like to complain about how many roguelikes and crafting games that we've seen lately, but a lot of those games have succeeded for the exact same reason. They give players exactly what they want from that style of game. Sure, they'll add their own twist or their own style or maybe their own art or their own world or whatever, but they never overreach, especially for the price. These games are cheap, focused, they deliver exactly what players are looking for, and you can't say the same about the AAA industry. And with the path that they're on right now, I'm not sure that we ever will again. And that's the real problem for AAA, because they built their entire business model around chasing an audience that's already shrinking and pricing themselves out of the next one that's coming. And they're ignoring the part of the market that's actually growing right now while they're busy inflating.
And another thing, he probably won't talk about this, but I'll talk about it. The lack of optimization in these newer games is fucking crazy to me. Like Call of Duty costing 150 gigabytes, and you're like, there's nothing in this game that requires that much. And it's like, holy shit, optimize your game. I don't need, literally, I have like probably 250 gigabytes left on my D drive that I can use. It probably cannot fit a fucking Call of Duty game in it, which is crazy to me. Like, one game takes my whole hard drive. That is stupid.
Their budgets, leaning on AI and locking
Call of Duty's
themselves into
is the worst
decade-long
offender,
development
but
cycles.
it ain't the
Smaller
only
studios
offender.
are eating their lunch right
But
now.
it looks
with
like
games
this
that
new
cost
Battlefield 6, they're optimizing it, which, thank God.
less than a
Someone's
fast
using their
food
brain
combo,
over
and they're
at
making
the
a heck of a
Battlefield
lot more
studio.
people smile.
Someone's
What I think
like, hey,
adds a
let
lot
me
more
create a
pressure to
game.
this
I got
situation
this.
is it doesn't just concern the video games industry. It doesn't just involve the video games industry. It's pretty much worldwide and industry-wide at this point.
Yeah.
And
Video
as
games
more
ain't what it used to be. Like, it wasn't something that people made fun of people for being or doing. It ain't that anymore. Video games is, in a lot of cases, some countries' way of making money. Like when it comes to making a pro league team and sending them to play tournaments and them winning like top tier prizes and coming back home as literally like national heroes. Like I don't know if y'all saw this, but like during the Austin Major of CS:GO, the Mongols were playing on the big stage at the final, and literally everybody in Mongolia was sitting around in the streets watching on a big screen, watching the game. And sadly they lost, but imagine going back home after that to everyone. Let's say if they won, think of how wild people would have went. And yeah, like some of these countries, gaming makes a lot of money for them. Where to be like fucking the market store or like just the game itself. Like it's like they create a game. and it becomes a hit, and a lot of people buy it. Like people need to realize there's other people in the world. Like it ain't all about the Western market. It ain't about the Eastern market. It's the global at this point.
Disruptive technology is introduced, as more jobs disappear, people are just going to have fewer options outside of the folks that are already going to be retired. But it's not just going to be younger generations. It's going to be all generations. And I just don't see how you get around that.
I am so glad that my grandparents retired. Like, I forget how long it was now. I think it was 2016, 2017 they retired. And thank God they did, because, to be honest, I don't think they could have retired if they had to do it now. Which is crazy to think about how far we have fallen.
Contributing to it, and also contributing to your own decline. You know, I brought this up last year, but we've seen video game piracy, especially in South America, just explode over the last couple of years, and also in a lot of other countries as well. And I think that's going to be coming here too. And I think there's three leading factors. One, games are far too expensive.
Yep.
And then they're also having their access revoked, removed. Games are just becoming less available. We've seen games completely de-indexed from.
You got to fucking download this browser. You need to open with the EA app. You need to open with Epic Store. You need to open with this. You need to open with that. You need to download this to play this. You need to be here on this time to get in the server, because if you don't, then you're gonna have to wait in queue and yada yada yada. And it's like, oh my god. And you paid $100 for this? A queue simulator? That's crazy.
Stores in some cases, you know, people are in this battle right now for video game ownership as well. And the other thing is too,
if you belong in the EU and you're watching this video, please go support Stop Killing Games. You are the only hope, because luckily Trump did something with the whole banking card situation that happened on Steam. But I honestly don't see anyone at the time doing anything about digital ownership. Hell, we're probably even going to have censorship of the internet, just like UK does soon. So please fight. Y'all are literally the blade that's going to stop these companies from silencing everybody off the internet.
Aren't very good anymore, especially from AAA. And when you don't trust the product, you're not going to really want to spend money on it. So you might try to find another way to be able to check it out or experience it or see if you'd actually like it. And I'm predicting that a lot more people are just going to be sailing the 7 seas when it comes to some of this stuff. Just the easiest way to be able to get around it. You know, Well, I think that they believe that free-to-play is going to be the best.
My state on piracy, I don't pirate. I don't think I've ever have or ever will. But honestly, I see no harm in it, other than you're stealing income from the people that made the product. Well, don't charge way overpriced to where people from other countries, because there's other people in the world, can't even buy it. Like $100 is even crazy for me in a first world country. Imagine what for a third world country $100 could do. Like, crazy.
Best option for them, because that's going to be able to avoid the whole, people aren't making money, that's fine, you can play our games for free, and then there's only $2 or $3 or $5 or $20 or $100 that you can spend on our game. I think that people really like their single player games. I think they like their one-off co-op.
I think with also like we're slowly getting out of the multiplayer era and going back into the co-op era. And then probably even regressing back to the single-player era, where single-player games are going to be like the new form of income for a lot of studios. Because it's easier to make probably than having servers and then the online whole fiasco and whatever. Like, I think that's the market that we're slowly heading back into. And that's good and bad for some. Like, yeah, it's good in some reasons, but it's also bad in some reasons. But also, it's just the way the world is now. Like, it's getting worse and it's getting better in some cases, but it's also getting way worse in some cases. But yeah, it's crazy.
experiences, something that they're not going to constantly
throat is
play and
bad. I
turn
don't
into
know
a
why.
lifestyle or anything like
Should
that.
have done this right when I
And
woke up.
we used to have those kind of games. We used to have those games of quality and affordability in AAA that offer those one-off experiences, and we see less and less of them every single year. You know, back in the early 2000s and early and mid to late 2000s, we had games like Kane and Lynch and Army of Two. We had Burnout and Crazy Taxi and stuff like that, but a lot of that stuff is gone now. And people really like their self-contained experiences. They used to be affordable, they used to be around, and now the only one that's delivering them is indie. How do you compete with that? I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy that a lot of these companies haven't jumped on to the trend with some of these indie games. They keep following each other and running around in circles rather than paying attention to what some of these guys are doing. And, you know, just giving their studios something a little bit more controlled, a little bit more realistic to make, something that's actually going to be able to reach people for a solid price. I'll give some credit where credit is due. Xbox, at least with Obsidian, they let them make Grounded or Pentiment. They let those guys make, what was it? I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, Hi-Fi Rush. They let them make that, but then they just got rid of the studio afterwards. EA invests money into games like It Takes Two and Split Fiction, but at the exact same time, this is just like a couple of games, and these guys are just not doing this kind of stuff at scale where they totally could and could be raking in a ton of money right now. I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand anything. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, tell me what you guys think. I am tired. I'm also sick, I think. I think I have a head cold right now. There's something going on with my sinuses.
Oh, no, that's just sinuses. I've had that, oh, God, for almost 2 years now. It's just this pollen and this weather that I'm at. Fucking, it's killed my sinuses. Like, I have to take nasal spray a lot now. It's crazy. But, yeah, good video. I agree. This is why I love Legendary Drops. I literally agree with all his takes. Like, it's not that hot of takes, but, like, yeah, drop him a follow. And, yeah, follow me on here. I'm doing the fucking Valkyrie Chronicles 4. And, yeah. I shall see y'all when I see y'all. Probably here soon. Peace out.